The story of the movie starts in 1172, and we see a country. In this kingdom, there were many tribes whose heads were called Khans, but these people in charge don't get along. Because of this, they often fight with each other. We see a tribe whose head goes out to find the wife of his son, who is 9 years old. His son's name was Temujin. Temujin's father goes to his friend after a long day of travels. Temujin meets a girl named Borte there. She asked him why he was there, and he said, "I'm looking for my wife." Borte says, "Okay, then we should get married." And after she says this, she moves on. Temujin's dad tells him at night, "I'm looking for a girl from a well-known tribe for you," on which he tells his dad that I'll find a girl for me. Temujin's dad keeps all the girls from his friend's group in front of him in the morning. Borte was there, too, with these other girls, and Temujin picks her. They have both been married, but their tribe's customs said that after 5 years, they could live together. Temujin gives a locket to Borte while they are on their way. He tells her, "I'll be back soon, and we'll definitely meet." He goes with his dad after he says this. When they get to a place that is very far away, they stop and rest. They saw that there was another group of people living there. Their boss sends Temujin's dad a milk cup. That shows that they want to make friends with them. That tribe wants to be friends with them. Temujin's dad sends him a milk cup in exchange for this. Temujin's father's friend tells him that he needs to get someone else to drink the milk first. But he wants to win the leader's heart, so he drinks all the milk by himself. As they keep going, Temujin's father falls off his horse and dies. Here, it becomes clear that it was a trap set by the leader of that group. He sent the milk, which had poison in it. After Temujin's father died, everyone from his group left, leaving his body where it was. They told them that if they want to stay alive, they must have been part of a strong group. After Temujin's father dies, his special man takes him and his family to a place. Besides this, he also takes charge of all the animals. When that special man left, Temujin's mother said to him, "You're not doing well. When my son grows up, he'll kill you. He'll get back at you." And the man gets scared. He thinks it's likely that the boy will kill me when he's older. Because of this, he makes the choice to kill Temujin, but it was something that everyone in their group did. Women and children are not killed by them. Because of this, the man takes the height of Temujin into account. He used a wheel to measure himself. But Temujin was not even close to this, and he was set free when he was said to be a child. The man tells Temujin's mother that next year, he will definitely come to kill Temujin. Time goes on, and winter arrives. Now that winter has come, Temujin has nowhere to hide. He remembers that his father told him our gods live in the mountains far away. Temujin chooses to go there because they help us when things are hard. But as he walks toward it, his feet touch the frozen water. He falls into the water and was almost drowned to death. Then, a boy comes along, pulls him out of the water, and saves him. The boy brings him along. Temujin is grateful that he saved his life. The child's younger brother was also there. After cutting their hands, they both mix their blood into the milk. They tell him to take this, and then he will be our brother. Temujin drinks that milk, and now they are all brothers. The next morning, the man goes there to look for him as well. Who was his dad's friend, his one and only. He finds Temujin and brings him along. He measured him again after he had him, and he was still short. The man plans to lock Temujin up until he's an adult. He puts a wooden noose around Temujin's neck and locks him up. In this group, there was a man who fed Temujin every day and bandaged his wounds. In this way, time goes by, and when Temujin's jailer measured his height, he was still too short. People went into their tents when it started to rain hard one day. The person who cared for him and fed him uses this to his advantage and sets Temujin free. He tells him to run away, and he does, dragging the heavy rope behind him. As he runs away, he reaches far. He goes to that mountain god and tells him what his father told him. When he gets there, he sees a wolf, and his wooden noose breaks on its own. As the story goes on, we see that Temujin has now grown up. He was still running away from the guys who worked for a friend of his dad's. They had been after him since he was a child, and they were still his enemies. When they finally catch him, they lock him up in the same way he was locked up as a child, with a heavy wooden noose. Both Temujin's height and his age have grown, and his chances of dying, but the man tells him he won't kill him right now. "I want you to plead with me for your life." He tells him, "I'll be happy when I die, but I'll never ask for this. When the man heard this, he said, "Okay, I wanted to kill you in a peaceful way. Now, I'll kill you with pain." After that, Temujin was tied up again. He meets the same man who used to feed him when he was young. He was still alive when they were having a party with the man who had caught Temujin, and he came to him drunk. This gives Temujin the chance to kill him with his neck noose. The man has passed away. Now that he was free, he went to see his wife, Borte, first. Borte has also grown up and become more beautiful, just like the girl he married when he was young. He goes to his sister and mother after taking Borte with him. Temujin's mother is happy to see that her son is still living. They had a good life, but then people from a different group attacked them, because Temujin's father took away the leader of this tribe's mother a long time ago. This boss was too young at the time, but now he is an adult. He has sworn that he will get even with the people who hurt his mother. Because of this, he takes Temujin's wife with him by force. Because Temujin by himself wasn't enough to fight them, so he goes to his brother to ask for help, who forced him as a child to drink his blood mixed with milk. He had also become a strong group leader. When Temujin tells him about his wife, he tells him that we need a year to fight with that group, because they are very strong, and we need to make our people strong. In the same way, days, months, and a year went by. Temujin and his brother attacked that group. Everyone was killed, and Temujin found his wife Borte hiding in a tent. Now, she was going to give birth to the leader of the group. Even so, Temujin loves her and gives her hugs. He gave everything he got from killing that group to the people who were fighting with him. He also gives some of the money to the families of those who died fighting alongside him. When the people of his brother's group saw how kind he was, they also joined him. Temujin has built a strong group of people. His brother started to hate Temujin after he saw this. One day, Temujin's people meet the people who are with his brother, who were making off with their horses. A man shoots an arrow at them. A man was hit by an arrow, and as they went to check, he was his brother's older brother and nothing else, who has begun to dislike Temujin. When he finds out that Temujin's people killed his brother, he gets very angry. He plans to fight a war against Temujin by making a deal with all the nearby tribes. Temujin knows he can't win the war, so he sends the women and children away and takes his other friends to fight against them. And he lost, which is why his brother locked him up. He still thinks of him as his brother, so he doesn't kill him. His brother, however, sells him to a different group. They bring him along with them, and after a lot of travels, he was taken to a big city, and once there, he had to sit down somewhere, so he could be bought by anyone, but no one does. The king of this kingdom sees him one day. He pays for him and puts him in a box. It was right in the middle of town, so that people could make fun of him and get angry at him. There, he was made into a show. Every day, a man would come to Temujin. He felt bad about how his people were acting. He tells Temujin he's sorry, and he asks him to do something for him. "Give my wife the locket. I promise I won't do anything bad to your place or anyone from it." The old man sets out to find his wife. The old man dies after being knocked out by the heat of the desert after walking for many days. But that locket was sent to Borte, which was lucky, that Temujin gave her when he was young. She learns that Temujin is still living from this. After she finds out this, she goes to that place to look for Temujin. She gets Temujin out of jail by paying a soldier there. He sees that he has a son and a daughter who is younger. Everyone was happy now that their family was whole. His wife tells him one day that all the bosses are the same. Temujin thinks a lot about how they kill each other. He leaves his family and goes. He plans to make a Mongol kingdom and bring everyone together at the same time. He has decided that all the countries must be joined together no matter what. He has 3 rules. The first is that he won't kill women and children. The second rule was to fight until the end with the enemy. The last thing he said was that no one would lie to his boss. In the year 1196, we see that Temujin did whatever he wanted. He has his army now. Only one thing stopped him from becoming king. That was his brother, who, like him, also has a large army. Both come with their troops to fight. Temujin wants to avoid fighting with his brother, but all of a sudden, his brother attacked him. A big war starts, but Temujin wins it. He has locked up his brother's friends. He doesn't kill them, and some of them even join his army. Now, it has grown into a big army. Temujin goes to his brother and tells him that after the fight, we won't get anything. We'll be killed while making our countries bigger. His brother tells him that if I were him, I would have killed that army that had been taken prisoner. Temujin and the way he thought were very different. Because of the way he thought, he has lost everything. Temujin, on the other hand, has everything because of how he thinks. Later, Temujin leaves his brother and tells him that he is sorry. The scene of 1206 is then shown to us. He is now the ruler of his country, Mongol. Up until now, people called him Genghis Khan. He fights many wars against all the countries that are too powerful. Everyone knows him for being brave and strong. Here is the end of the story of how brave Temujin was.